It was a stormy Friday night in Chicago. The kind of night where the rain doesn't fall. It attacks. Thunder cracked like the sky itself was breaking apart, and the streets glistened under the glow of flickering neon signs. To most, it was just another miserable evening. But for four men sitting in a small, dimly lit garage on the west side, this night was everything. They had waited, planned, sacrificed, and now, after a year of careful preparation, it was time. They called themselves the Shadows. Marcus, the leader, sat at the table, leaning over blueprints of the Federal Union Bank. His sharp eyes scanned every detail. He had once been a financial analyst, brilliant, respected, until one bad investment ruined his life. Fired, blacklisted, left with nothing but debts. Tonight wasn't just about money for Marcus. It was about revenge against the system that had chewed him up and spit him out. Beside him was Leon, the safecracker. He grew up breaking into pawn shops and lockboxes as a teenager. Where others heard silence, Leon heard music, the clicks and whispers of tumblers and gears. Prison time had refined his skills. Now he was known as the locksmith in the underground world. On the couch, Diego tapped his foot nervously, spinning car keys around his finger. He was the driver, reckless, fearless, addicted to speed. He had once been a street racer, but after crashing during an illegal race, he was banned for life. Driving was the only thing that made him feel alive. Tonight, he had promised himself he wouldn't crash. Tonight, he had to be perfect. And then there was Sam, sitting by the window, smoking a cigarette, quiet, watchful. He had served in the military, trained to notice every detail, every movement. But when he returned home, there was no welcome, no job, no future, just silence. He became a lookout because, as he always, the marble hallways inside were silent, cold. Every step echoed. Every shadow felt alive. Leon carried his black case of tools, his lifeline. At exactly 2:13, they reached the vault. It was massive, 20 tons of reinforced steel. Most would look at it and see the impossible. But Leon only smiled. He knelt, pressed his ear against the door, and began. Click, click. The tumblers whispered their secrets. Time melted away. Sweat ran down his forehead. Outside, the seconds ticked like bombs. Marcus paced, checking his watch. 2 minutes left. "Don't rush me," Leon muttered, hands steady. One more click, a pause. Then, clunk. The lock surrendered. The heavy door groaned open, revealing a cavern of wealth. Mountains of cash, stacks of gold, glittering jewels. For a second, both men were frozen. It was more money than either had ever seen. "Fill the bags," Marcus snapped. They moved fast, shoving bundles of cash into duffel bags, gold bars into backpacks, diamonds into small pouches. The weight of fortune grew heavier with each second. Outside, Sam's radio crackled. "Marcus, we've got company." A patrol car. It just turned onto the block. Marcus stiffened. "Stay calm. Stick to the plan." The patrol car slowed. Its headlights lingered on the alley where Diego waited. Diego's grip tightened on the wheel. One wrong move and it was over. Inside, Leon zipped the last bag. "We're set." Suddenly, the alarm exploded. A shrieking siren ripped through the bank. Red lights flashed like blood against the walls. Marcus's eyes widened. The system reset early. Sam shouted over the radio. 2 more patrols inbound. They know. Leon laughed breathlessly. That's 1 down. But more were coming. Helicopter blades chopped through the storm above. A searchlight lit the van like a stage spotlight. Damn it, Marcus growled. Diego's knuckles turned white. Hold tight! He gunned the engine, smashing through a barricade. The van soared onto the old bridge leading to the industrial district. Police cars closed in from every side. Now what? Sam demanded. Marcus's eyes darted. He spotted an abandoned warehouse by the river. There! Take us in! Diego jerked the wheel. The van crashed through a rusty fence and into the warehouse, skidding to a stop inside. The shadows jumped out, dragging the heavy bags into the shadows. They crouched in the darkness, silent, as police sirens screamed outside. Flashlights cut through the rain. The helicopter hovered overhead. Minutes stretched like hours. Then, slowly, the sirens faded. The lights moved on. The warehouse was quiet again. The shadows collapsed onto the floor, drenched, exhausted. Marcus pulled out a cigarette, his hands trembling as he lit it. The tiny flame flickered against the bags of stolen wealth stacked around them. We did it, Marcus whispered. No one spoke. They just stared at the fortune. Enough money to vanish, to change everything, to buy new lives. But deep down, each of them felt the same truth. This wasn't the end. Because once you steal from the city never stops hunting you. And the shadows had just declared war.